It's Tuesday, vendor reset day, a new month, and Zeal of Zenithar, which means we're going to see lower prices by 10% today. Let's start in the Scholarium and see what we've got.
Scripts and grimoire.
Bound affix script interrupt adds interruption effect. Bound focus script poison damage adds poison damage. Bound signature script Knight's Valor adds improved use of bash or blocking. And that's it. But yeah, notice the lower prices. It's a little bit cheaper today. Let's head over to the Telvar Merchant. We've made our way to Imperial Sewers. Let's check out the Telvar Merchant.
Keep throwing more.
First up, we have Rivenspire treasure maps. Rivenspire brings us Darkstride, Necropotence, and Vampire Cloak, as well as a chance for Ancestral Orc daggers and shoulders leads. However, these are super cheap on Guild Traders and definitely not worth 5,400 Telvar. Next up, we have our scripts. First is Bound Affix Script Defile. Adds Defile, a debuff reducing healing received. Bound Focus Script Generate Ultimate. Adds Ultimate Generation. Bound Focus Script Trauma. Adds Healing Absorption effect. And Bound Signature Script Gladiator's Tenacity. Adds damage reduction. Next up, we have Fragment of Aggression, which is part of the Force Shock Wild Burn skill style. This one drops from the Westwheel Delve Haldane Lumber Camp. Remember, these fragments are a guaranteed drop the first time you kill the boss, so I would just go into the Delve personally rather than spending 4,500 Telvar. Our leads, we have Darini Elegy Loop. This is for Ring of the Pale Order and drops from the Cold Rock Diggings Delve in Alakir Desert. This is not a guaranteed drop, so you're probably going to have to kill this boss a few times. I didn't find this one particularly difficult to get, but if you are finding it difficult, you can get it for 22,500 Telvar. Now notice everything's cheaper this week. That is because of the Zeal of Zenithar event. We are saving 10%. So these are normally 25,000 Telvar. I guess it's a bargain. I don't know. I don't think so. Not in this case. Anyway, but that's why the prices are different this week. Next, we have Tonal Pivot Joints. This is part of the Esoteric Environment Greaves and drops from either Public Dungeon group boss in Vardenfell. Our jewelry this week also isn't super exciting. We have Endurance, which of course drops in Robust, Arcane, and Healthy, and the rings to go with it. And then the neck and ring of the Valiant. So not super stoked about anything in here this week, honestly. Let's go see what Infinite Archive has. Let's see what Filer Ul has for us.
Don't complain to me if you want some.
First up, we have Kynarthi's Roost treasure maps. Again, these are really cheap on traders. However, Kynarthi's Roost being a starter zone brings us Armor of the Trainee, as well as a chance for one of 4 leads. That's Ancestral High Elf axes, belts, helmets, or staves. And sometimes this map will be a tiny bit more expensive just because it has 4 leads instead of 2 from the other starter zones. Because remember, the other 2 alliances have kind of 2 starter zones in each. But it's still way cheaper than 2,000 Archival Fortunes. Notice Zeal of Zenithar did not affect the prices in here. Our first pattern is Blueprint Alinor Bench Verdant. On PCNA, there's only one listing for 55,000 gold, which means we don't really have an accurate view of what this is worth. But with only one listing, it's probably relatively rare. All right, Bound Affix Script Berserk adds Berserk, a buff increasing damage done. Bound Focus Script Bleed Damage adds bleed damage. Bound Focus Script Immobilize adds an immobilization effect. And Bound Signature Script Crusader's Defiance adds removal of debilitating effects. Next we have Bound Style Page Infernal Guardian Mask. Now that's pretty. Infernal Guardian drops out of City of Ash 1. The hard mode is not that difficult at all. And of course, if you have the hard mode, when the style page is dropping, you have a better chance of getting it. But the RNG is still pretty horrific. I still say buy all the masks that you can with Archival Fortunes. But you may disagree. City of Ash is one of the easier ones to get. Companion equipment, light armor. I really don't like getting companion equipment in here. 5,000 archival fortunes, and you're up to RNG which one you get as far as trait. And remember, if you buy it from Filer Ool, it is bound, so you can't sell it if you don't want it. Next up is Fragment of the Baron. This is part of Puncture Lava Burst skill style. It's one of 6 pieces needed. This one drops off the final boss in the Cauldron. Remember that this will also drop in normal and is a guaranteed drop the first time you take down the final boss. But if you don't want to run the dungeon, it is here for 5,000 archival fortunes. Next up, we have our leads. We have lead lacquered wooden tone box. This was actually one of our first leads off of one of our first music boxes, Dreams and Memories music box, and the lead drops from jewelry boxes in all zones. It's pretty easy to get. I think I'm up to 9-10 music boxes. I've lost count. Our next lead is Vitharn Crafted Bale. This is part of the Saint and the Seducer, which was new with Westweald. This one drops from dolmens in any zone. So again, I haven't had a whole lot of trouble getting this one, but if you need it, it is here for 5,000 archival fortunes. And I feel like I'm saying this a lot today, but I also don't recommend this next one, Malographic Ichor. It is 10,000 archival fortunes. It requires 50 of them to make the Malographic mount, and it is a guaranteed drop when you do your dailies in Infinite Archive. Malographic Ichors are the first one you're going to get from those dailies, so I definitely don't recommend getting these. Our first book is Materials for Novice Necromancers. This is a very handsome book. It's definitely different than any other books we have in the game. This one drops from IA, and the eidetic memory is also from IA. If you're not sure how that works, there's a link below for you to follow. Our second pattern is Nord Rug Bearskin. On PCNA, this runs about 25 to 55k. There are 9 listings. It is a base game one. If you still need it, it's here for 2,000 archival fortunes. And Leowin Amphora. This runs 22 to 40k on PCNA, but you can get it here for 2,000 archival fortunes. And I should point out, this is bind on pickup, so you're not going to be able to buy it here and sell it. This is not a gold maker. This is to save you money. Next, we have 6 House Tailor's Hammer. This is one of 7 parts of the 6 House Robe costume. These pieces drop in Forgotten Wastes, the public dungeon in Vardenfell. They're fairly easy to get, and they're really cheap on traders at under 1,000 gold a piece. So I probably wouldn't buy this from here either. And last up, one of my favorite books, The Littlest Tome Shell. This one drops in Infinite Archive, but the eidetic memory is in Apocrypha. So yeah, I didn't recommend much this week. Maybe some of the patterns. Save your archival fortunes this week, I think, guys. All right, let's run some Infinite Archive and see what gear is dropping this week. We just wrapped up some Infinite Archive, and it looks like this week we have gear dropping from Glenumbra. That includes Bloodthorn's Touch, Hide of the Werewolf, and Weird Tree's Blessing, as well as from Northern Elsewhere. That's Call of the Undertaker, Crafty Elfique, and Vesture of Darlach Bray. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you in the next one.